Alright, I'm here today to show you guys how to install an R-hop into your barrel. I have here an Angel Custom 6.01 millimeter by 510 millimeter. It's written in gold there on the barrel. I got the IR Hop Z kit from Hunter Seeker Armory. I actually ordered this one off of Airsoft GI. Have a look there. The IR is the blue colored, and on the inside you'll see they have a little bit of a bevel. That's for the BB to form to. Now, in order to get it to fit to your barrel, it's obviously not going to be the correct length. Damn it. So you put it on your barrel like that. That's how big it is. In order to get it cut to size, you're going to have to take your razor blade, cut it to length. Okay, now I have it cut roughly to length. This is not a perfect install. You can look through the barrel there, see the lip sticking up. This is just rough. This literally took me 5 seconds to cut it to fit into the hole. First cut I made, took off that little piece right there, and then this little tiny section there. Cut that off. It's about 1/10 of a millimeter. That is not much at all. You can see through. It's so small. At first, I cut it just using the X-Acto knife here. That's a pain in the ass. All right. Do not cut with this. Take the razor blade out. Hold it in your hands like this. So much easier to hold it flat and just push straight down in it, get a perfect slice. It is easy to cut through this stuff. So if you have just a simple little blade like this, it'll make your job a lot easier. Okay. Next thing after you get it cut to size that you want to do is fit it in there. Make sure it fits good. Before you have a good length. Once you have good length, what you're going to do is take your razor blade, just lay it down, and you're going to cut at an angle. Cut about a 45-degree angle, and this side that you just cut at an angle will go towards the back. Because if you look at the barrel, it has angles both front and back. But you're going to be leaving a gap at the front of the barrel, so when the BB comes and hits, it can lift the hop a little bit, and that way you won't get any stuck BBs. After you cut the front of the R-hop, you're going to want to just sand the lip down on the back. So just take it on your sandpaper. What I do is I use my cleaning rod, wrap the paper around it, and just hold it. Take the back of it, and just brush it across. This can take a little while. I'm using, I believe it's 320 grit sandpaper. So what you're doing is you're just rounding that edge off. Alright? After you round the edge off, put it back into your barrel, and that way it should fit. Alright, in order to get the top part flush, you're going to have to do the good old fashioned. Just take your sandpaper, flatten it out, grab a hold of your piece, start sanding it. Make sure every about 10 strokes or so, you flip it around, keep it nice and even. Alright, you're eventually going to get to a point where it's going to run nice and flush to the top. I like to go a little bit under flush, so the fact when you run it over, you're gonna feel a little divot over the top. And that way, I can take my little washer here for my hop-up bucking. I can slide it over the top. All right, slide it over, and it shouldn't hit the bucket or that piece like at all. And then you're gonna need to go to the inside once you have the top done. The inside is the same way that I showed you how to round the edge. Just gonna wrap it around. You're gonna go ahead, just hold it and brush it back and forth. Just hold both sides, kind of pinch it, bring it back and forth. Alright, and you're gonna keep on doing test fits. Once you have it sanded down, if you don't have one of these washers, go ahead and use some dental floss. Dental floss will hold it in just fine also. Alright, so you're going to have that sanded down. And then you're going to do the BB test. You're going to take the BB, gently push it in, take a little rod or something. Should take very little effort. Right now it's pretty tough for me to push that in there. So that means I'm going to have to sand it down a little bit more. Alright, once you get it all sanded down on the inside, you're going to go ahead and do the BB test. Push it in there real gently. And then just push it. Alright, that should easily be able to push through. It shouldn't roll right through as you put the BB in, but it shouldn't be hard to push through either. If you feel any type of resistance building, you need to sand it down more. Alright, right now that's good. I barely even touched it with that and it slid through. So next thing you're going to do is get your bucking ready. Now, what you do is you just take your bucking, you push it on, and you roll it backwards. As you can see on this one, it has just a standard nub. I'm using this one because it is a little bit stiffer. I don't want it too soft and putting it on and starting to concave in there. So I want a little bit of a harder bucking for this. And what you're going to do, just go ahead and take your sandpaper and sand that nub off of there. Okay, but it may seem like that's going to take a little while. So go ahead and take your razor blade. Slowly cut little bits off. Alright, this is a crappy bucking, so harder buckings are going to be a little bit more difficult to cut off because the softer ones obviously will be easier to cut through. But you don't want that concave effect I was talking about once you start sliding it over. The R-Hop is already going to give you a really good air seal, so you don't need a real soft bucking to give you that good air seal. Plus, you can always just take a little bit of silicone oil, or silicone spray, I mean, and then spray it on the inside of your bucking as you roll it on. Alright, now I got it cut off. Let's go ahead and make sure this is sanded down completely flush. Alright, you don't want any little bits sticking up, because if you have an uneven pressure on your R-Hop, it's trying to make your BB shoot off in a weird direction. That's why when you're sanding it, you want to keep it even sanding as well. Alright, there you go, you got it sanded off. It's a little rough, but I want it a little rough for my super glue to apply when I go to do it down. So, before I go any further with it, take some fingernail polish remover and clean your bucking. So wipe it down, dry it off. Alright, when you're sanding it, do not sand the bottom as it has this little groove line there. That fits into your barrel and keeps it aligned. You just want that top part right there gone. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and put the R-hop back into this barrel and we'll proceed to super gluing it on. So we're just going to take a little bit of super glue, one tiny little dab on there. In case you guys don't know what super glue was made for originally, it was made to glue your skin together. So make sure you have it away from your skin. Make sure that you have this little tab lined up on the bottom there. And roll your bucking onto it slowly. Alright, once you have it fully covered, wait for it to dry. Okay, as you can see there, I have my little groove lined up to the bottom of the barrel. So give this about 15 to 20 minutes to dry on there before you try rolling it all the way on. Because if you try and roll this all the way onto the barrel, what's going to happen is you're probably going to end up pushing the back of your bucking too far onto the barrel. And then you're screwed. This is glued together and you're going to have to start all over again. Alright, here we go. We have the R-hop fully installed. See if we can't get you guys a little preview of what it looks like inside the barrel. Alright, hopefully you guys can see inside there. See how the R-hop is coming down into the barrel. This is with hop on. We have a slight hop. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this 510mm barrel. We're going to do a test with the R-hop and the KWA 2GX bucking. So stay tuned for more. Test coming soon.